I have been asked to do a story time about my son's foot. This is about my son, Asen. He's a little bit immature. I mean, he's 16, going on 17. And he acts like he's about 5 to 10 years old, somewhere in there. Alright. Well, here a while back, this is what made me decide not to keep my boat and not to rebuild my boat, is because we went to the lake and we were having a good old time. Let me go ahead and put in some of that magical time here on this video. As you've seen, it looked wonderful. It was fun as hell, right? We were at the lake. We were going around on the tube. My fat ass, I only got on it a couple times because it fucking hurts when you're fat and you're big. So I didn't really get on the tube that much, but I had a lot of fun dragging the kids around on it. And you know, my youngest one, he didn't want to get out there because the sharks in the lake that I imagine his brothers told him were there somewhere or point. I have 4 kids and 3 of them like to torment the little one just to get him to scream because we have all ADHD, right? Okay, well, we were pulling around on the tube and Asen, the one that acts a little immature sometimes, you know, every time we go to the lake, it's something different. Last time we went to the lake and went on the tube, I was trying to kill him because I drove up on my boat. And when he fell off the tube, I had to go get him, right? Well, I drove up on the boat and he said, "You're trying to run me over with the boat. You're going to kill me with the motor." I was about 5 foot from him, you know. And when you pull up too far away from them, they're mad because they got to swim to the boat, right? Okay. After we were out being pulled around, I'm pulling my oldest one, Jackson, around on the tube, right? And well, we decided that since Ryder doesn't want to ride on the tube, we want him to have a little bit of fun too, right? Go swimming. So we go on. It's about 1 to 2 foot of water, maybe. I mean, we're on a pontoon boat, so you can beach up on really shallow bank. And, I mean, there's several other boats lined up down the shore, right? There's little kids off playing beside the boat. And when we beached, we were pretty much right even with all these other boats. Looking down the thing, seeing all them kids in that shallow water. I mean, there were 3, 4-year-olds that were still standing up and playing in it. Well, I'm back there. It's a rented boat, remind you that. So I'm trying to figure out where the fucking anchor is. And it's stuck in the goddamn seat, so it's hard to get out. And while I'm trying to get that fucking anchor out, I'm sitting there fucking around with that, getting all aggravated and pissed off like I always do when something ain't working right. And my Asen comes up and he's like, "Dad, can I jump in? Can I jump in?" Because he sees over there on the next boat over one of his buddies on that boat. I'm fucking aggravated because this anchor's really stuck in that fucking seat, right? So I just wanted to shut up and leave me alone for a little bit so I could focus on what the fuck I was doing. So I said, "Yeah, sure," thinking, "Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and get in the water and play with your bud. Go over there and let's talk to them and drive them nuts for a little bit." He takes jumping in, literally. I guess he thought it was 5 or 6 feet deep. Literally 20 foot over, there's little kids playing in the water and splashing and stuff. And magically, it's going to be deep as fuck where we're at, right? And he breaks his fucking ankle, right? Oh, my God. I didn't know what the hell happened. I could just hear screaming and screaming. I could just hear it up there at the front of the boat, right? And I walk up there and I look down there and my son's foot is kind of like cocked sideways. And it's not front and back, it's sideways. And I'm like, oh shit, he just fucking broke his goddamn leg. And he's about as big as I am. You know, he's at least 200 pounds. And I'm no bodybuilder. I'm kind of fat and out of shape too. Luckily, we were beached at a spot that had another dad that has been enjoying the liquor a little bit. Came down, he's like, "You want me to help you?" So he helps me get him up in there. Thank God, because Asen is dead weight. He jumped in. One leg was sore from where he jumped in. And the other one fucking shattered. Like, look at this. Right here is his foot, right? That's the rod. These are the screws that go up in it. This is the back of his foot. You can see those going up in there. So he's in quite a bit of pain. So don't let me hear you use this video to make fun of my son. Slap the shit out of you. Yeah, he's a little immature, but he's still a good kid. And definitely don't tell your kid that they can jump in on shallow water. I learned a very valuable lesson. Needless to say, I'm going to be selling my boat. I may never get another boat after this. I either run him over with the boat or fucking about to die out in the middle of the lake. But he wanted to go. He absolutely had to go. We tried to tell him, no, you're going to stay home. You're going to stay home. Because he was in trouble at the time too. But he talked us into it. And then he went and broke his leg halfway through the time that we had rented on the boat. So we didn't even get to use the boat the whole time. Had to go to the doctor, hospital. Thank God we had insurance on him. Because I imagine that would have been expensive as fuck just to go out and play on the boat for a little bit. And here he is, the broken leg and all. Now, we learned not to jump off the boat, right?
Yeah.
Show us the foot. There's a rod going up in one side and has the bolts in the other side. And they do some precision shit on that. And then he has to put on this boot and that boot. So he's having a really hard time. So if you guys at school make some room for him on the fucking way to classes and stuff whenever you see him coming and quit making fun of him like assholes, I'd appreciate it. That's for sure. And I know he would too. Well, you got like 3 weeks left of this thing?
Yep. And I all hate it. While you're at it, instead of making fun of me, go check out my YouTube channel. Hashtag 1% a fan. And it'll probably be linked in the video. Alright, I'm done talking.
Just give the kid a break. It could have happened to anybody. Like, subscribe, follow us for more. See you on later.